Have you heard about a virus that spreads from just one mosquito bite? This year, it has made hundreds of thousands of people sick. Its name is chikungunya. In 2025, the World Health Organization reported more than 240,000 cases and over 90 deaths worldwide. In this video, I will tell you what this virus is and how it started, how it spreads and how you can stay safe, the latest numbers from around the world in 2025, and who is most at risk, plus what scientists are doing to stop it. Stay with me till the end. This information can help protect you, your family, and your friends. Can a tiny mosquito bite really change the lives of millions across the globe? Imagine this. You're enjoying an evening outdoors, the sun is setting, and a mosquito quietly lands on your skin. You barely notice it, but in that brief moment, it could pass on something far more dangerous than an itchy bump. This is the story of the chikungunya virus, a disease that, in 2025 alone, has infected more than 240,000 people and taken over 90 lives worldwide, according to the World Health Organization. This virus isn't new. It was first identified in the 1950s in Tanzania, and its name means, that which bends up, referring to the severe joint pain it can cause. But in recent years, outbreaks have become more frequent and more widespread, from Africa to Asia, and now into Europe and the Americas. Why is this happening? And why now? In places like La Réunion, over 47,000 cases have been reported just in the past year, with dozens of severe cases involving organ failure. For some, recovery is quick. For others, especially the elderly, newborn babies, and people with other health problems, the road back to normal life is painfully slow, and sometimes it never fully happens. Chikungunya spreads through Aedes mosquitoes, the same ones known for dengue and Zika. It doesn't spread from person to person directly, but that doesn't mean it's easy to stop. These mosquitoes thrive in warm, humid environments, and with climate change expanding their range, new regions are seeing outbreaks for the very first time. And here's the thing. There's no specific cure. No approved vaccine. The best defense right now is prevention. Avoiding mosquito bites, removing standing water where they breed, and raising awareness in communities before the virus takes hold. So in this video, we're going to explore every angle. What exactly is chikungunya and how it works in the body? The symptoms you should never ignore. The latest global statistics and outbreak zones in 2025. Who's most at risk, and why? And what scientists are doing to protect us in the future. Stay with me, because this isn't just about numbers or headlines, it's about real people, real families, and real challenges. The more we understand this virus, the better we can protect ourselves and the people we care about. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's happening, where it's happening, and most importantly, what you can do about it. So, can one mosquito bite really make a difference? Let's find out. The story of chikungunya begins more than 70 years ago. In 1952, in the small villages of Tanzania, East Africa, doctors noticed something unusual. People suddenly suffering from high fever, severe joint pain, and a strange rash. The illness was so painful that patients often bent over from the stiffness in their joints. That's where the name, chikungunya, came from. In the local Makonde language, it means, that which bends up. At first, no one knew what caused it. Local newspapers from that time spoke of a mystery fever spreading through entire communities. Scientists began studying the blood of patients and discovered a new virus, spread not by the air or by water, but by the bite of a very common insect, the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Later, another mosquito, Aedes albopictus, also called the Asian tiger mosquito, was found to carry it too. These mosquitoes are fast, quiet, and active during the day. They breed in small collections of water, puddles, pots, buckets, even bottle caps. Once an infected mosquito bites a healthy person, the virus enters the bloodstream, begins to multiply, and within days, symptoms appear. This is the virus's life cycle, from an infected person to a mosquito, and then from that mosquito to the next person. There's no direct person-to-person spread, the mosquito is the bridge. The first big outbreaks shocked the world. In the 1960s and 70s, thousands of cases were reported in Africa and parts of Asia. Later, in 2005-2006, La Réunion, a small island in the Indian Ocean, faced a massive outbreak, over 270,000 people were infected in just a few months, more than a quarter of the island's population. Hospitals were overwhelmed, and the news headlines from that time spoke of entire families falling sick together. Scientists realized that global travel, trade, and climate change were helping these mosquitoes, and the virus, to move into new regions. Places that had never seen chikungunya before were suddenly reporting cases. In some areas, economic activity slowed down because so many people were too sick to work. Children missed school, markets stayed empty, and daily life came to a halt. Today, we know much more about this virus, what it looks like under a microscope, how it moves inside the body, and how to stop it from spreading. But the core truth remains the same as it was in 1952, a single mosquito bite can change everything. The fight against chikungunya is a fight against time, environment, and a tiny insect that has adapted perfectly to live alongside humans. And understanding its history is the first step in protecting the future. Imagine a virus that quietly spreads across continents, but we can still fight it, if we know the facts. In 2025, over 240,000 people around the world have been infected with the chikungunya virus, with about 90 recorded deaths, according to the European CDC and the World Health Organization. This isn't just numbers, it's mothers, fathers, children, and grandparents affected. In China's Guangdong province, an outbreak centered in Foshan has already sickened over 7,000 people since June. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has even issued a travel advisory, urging extra care for travelers. Places like Réunion, Mayotte, and Mauritius are reporting major outbreaks too. The World Health Organization warns that 1 in 3 residents of Réunion may have already been infected this year. While chikungunya is rarely fatal, it can hit hardest those we love most: newborns, the elderly, and people with existing health conditions, who can experience severe complications. In addition, researchers estimate that globally, chikungunya causes over 17 million symptomatic cases each year, leaves hundreds of thousands of people with long-term health issues, and leads to thousands of deaths annually. Here's the hard truth. The real danger lies not only in immediate illness, but in the long, quiet suffering of chronic joint pain, fatigue, and even permanent disability, especially in places with fewer medical resources. Yet, there is hope. Understanding these numbers and knowing who's most at risk helps us protect those we care about. Prevention: using mosquito repellent, clearing standing water, and staying in screened or protected areas, can save lives. So as we dive deeper into this video, ask yourself, how can I help my family, my community, and even myself stay safe? Because information is our most powerful tool, let's use it. Chikungunya. It's a strange-sounding name, but its impact can be felt by anyone. The story of this illness begins with its symptoms, and they often appear suddenly and without warning. In the early stage, the very first sign is usually a high fever, often reaching between 102 and 104 degrees Fahrenheit. This fever can leave the body feeling weak, and almost at the same time, severe joint pain begins. The pain most often strikes the hands, wrists, knees, and ankles, and can be so intense that even simple daily movements become a challenge. Within hours or days, another sign may appear: a rash with reddish or pink spots on the face, arms, or torso. Muscle aches, headaches, and extreme fatigue are also common at this stage. Many patients say it feels like they've been hit with a long, exhausting illness, even though it has only just started. The second stage, which is often the hardest, brings even more persistent joint pain. For some, the joints feel stiff, especially in the mornings, making it difficult to get moving. Simple activities like getting dressed, cooking, or even walking can feel overwhelming. The good news is that most people recover from the fever and rash within 1 to 2 weeks. However, joint pain and tiredness can last for months, sometimes even up to a year. This is the stage where patience is required, both physically and mentally. Some people recover slowly and find it takes a long time to return to normal life. During recovery, light exercise, drinking plenty of water, eating a balanced diet, and taking any medications recommended by a doctor are all important. While chikungunya is rarely fatal, it can still deeply affect quality of life. It's not just about physical pain, it's an experience that tests mental strength, patience, and the small joys of everyday living. That's why it's so important to recognize the symptoms early and get proper care. The sooner we notice the signs, the sooner we can take action, and the faster we can get life back on track. Asterisk. Here's one of the most important things to know about chikungunya: it does not spread directly from one person to another. The only way this virus spreads is through the bite of certain mosquitoes, mainly Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus. These mosquitoes are most active during the day, especially in the early morning and late afternoon. If a mosquito bites someone who is already infected, it can carry the virus inside its body. Then, when that mosquito bites another person, it passes the virus on. That's why the best way to protect yourself is to prevent mosquito bites and reduce mosquito breeding. Mosquito control doesn't just mean using sprays or coils. It starts with keeping your surroundings clean and free of standing water. Mosquitoes breed in stagnant water, no matter how little. It could be water sitting in a bucket, an old tire, a plant saucer, or a clogged drain. Even a small amount of water can be enough for mosquitoes to lay eggs and multiply. To protect yourself and your community, make sure you empty and clean water containers every week, cover water tanks, and throw away or cover any items that can collect rainwater. Keep drains and gutters unclogged so water can't collect. The second key step is personal protection from mosquito bites. Use mosquito nets while sleeping, especially for children and older adults. Wear long-sleeved shirts and long pants during the day to cover your skin. If possible, install mesh screens on windows and doors to keep mosquitoes out of your home. Right now, there is no specific vaccine or cure for chikungunya. That's why prevention is the most powerful tool we have. And it's not just about keeping yourself safe, it's about protecting your family, your neighbors, and your entire community. A clean environment doesn't just stop chikungunya, it also helps reduce the spread of other mosquito-borne diseases like dengue and Zika virus. If we all work together, removing standing water, using nets, and staying protected, we can slow down the spread of this disease. Every small action matters. Your efforts today could save someone's life tomorrow. Asterisk. Let's talk about where we stand today with treatment and vaccine research for chikungunya, because knowing the facts can bring real relief. As of now, there is no specific antiviral drug that can target chikungunya directly. Doctors treat the symptoms, fever, joint pain, and fatigue, with rest, hydration, and safe pain medications like acetaminophen. In places where dengue is also common, they avoid NSAIDs until dengue is ruled out, to prevent complications. But science hasn't stopped looking for real solutions. Researchers are testing various drugs and combinations, like ribavirin, favipiravir, and sofosbuvir, alone or paired with others such as mefenamic acid or emetic compounds. Some early studies in labs and animal models show these combinations can significantly reduce viral levels and ease symptoms. When it comes to vaccines, big progress is finally happening. The first live attenuated vaccine called IXCHIQ was approved by the FDA in 2023 for adults in the US, and another virus-like particle vaccine, Chikungunya, followed in early 2025 for anyone aged 12 or older. The CDC has issued vaccine recommendations, especially for travelers to areas where outbreaks are happening. Still, it hasn't been a smooth road. In 2025, some countries paused using IXCHIQ in older adults after reports of serious side effects, like heart or neurological issues, and even a few deaths. But safety reviews are ongoing, and many places have since lifted those restrictions after careful study. Experts used mathematical models to study the potential of these vaccines during outbreaks. One study suggested that a moderately effective vaccine could prevent nearly 1/3 of cases and even more if it also blocks transmission, and potentially stop thousands of infections and deaths. All of this shows that while we don't have a perfect solution yet, real progress is being made. From relief through simple symptom care to hopeful vaccine breakthroughs, science is moving forward. What matters most is knowing the current status, not to alarm, but to inform and empower. Because accurate information today can guide better protection tomorrow. Stay informed, stay protected. Asterisk. Sometimes, statistics and numbers can feel distant, but behind every case of chikungunya, there is a real person, a real family, and a real story. Let's take the story of Amina, a 32-year-old mother from a small coastal town. One summer morning, she woke up with a high fever and pain in her joints so sharp, she could hardly walk. At first, she thought it was just fatigue, but within hours, the pain spread to her wrists, ankles, and knees. She couldn't lift her baby or cook for her family. Her neighbors helped her get to the local clinic, where doctors confirmed it was chikungunya. There was no special medicine to make it disappear overnight, only rest, hydration, and pain relief. For weeks, she struggled not only with the fever but with the frustration of not being able to care for her children. The pain faded slowly, but it took her almost 2 months to feel like herself again. Amina's story is not unique. In another part of the world, we meet Carlos, a bus driver from a busy city. After being bitten by a mosquito during his evening shift, he developed symptoms within a few days. The constant joint pain forced him to take time off work, something he could barely afford. His family depended on his income, and the loss of wages made things harder. But with the help of community health workers, Carlos learned how to manage his symptoms, protect himself from further bites, and even joined local cleanup drives to fight mosquito breeding. These personal journeys remind us that chikungunya is not just a tropical disease. On paper, it's a life event that can affect anyone, anywhere mosquitoes can live. The illness can take away weeks of a person's daily life, disrupt work, and put emotional stress on families. Yet, there is hope. Communities that share information, take preventive steps together, and support those who are sick can greatly reduce the impact. Every mosquito net given, every bucket of stagnant water emptied, every moment spent raising awareness, it all adds up. When we talk about chikungunya, we're not just talking about a virus. We're talking about Amina, Carlos, and countless others whose lives have been changed, and whose strength shows us why prevention, awareness, and compassion are as important as science. Asterisk. In today's world, information spreads faster than ever, and unfortunately, so does misinformation. When it comes to chikungunya, there are a few common myths that need to be cleared once and for all. One of the biggest myths is that chikungunya spreads from person to person, like the flu or a cold. This is false. According to the World Health Organization (WHO) and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), chikungunya virus is only spread through the bite of infected mosquitoes, mainly the Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus species. You cannot get it from shaking hands, sharing food, or sitting next to someone who is sick. Another common myth is that chikungunya is just like the common cold. This is also incorrect. While both may start with fever, chikungunya is often much more severe in terms of joint pain and can last weeks or even months. People recovering from it often describe the pain as sharp and burning, not just body ache. Unlike the cold, chikungunya is not caused by a respiratory virus, it's a mosquito-borne viral disease, and its prevention methods are completely different. Some people believe that once you've had chikungunya, you'll always have it. This is misleading. The virus itself does not stay in your body forever. However, the joint pain and fatigue can linger for weeks or months after recovery in some cases, especially for older adults or people with pre-existing health conditions. How can you separate facts from fake news? The answer is to rely on trusted sources. Websites of WHO, CDC, and your country's Ministry of Health provide accurate, up-to-date information. Local health centers and verified medical professionals can guide you better than random social media posts. If a claim sounds shocking or too simple to be true, double-check it before sharing. Remember, spreading correct information can save lives. By knowing the real facts, that chikungunya is mosquito-borne, not contagious between humans, and can be prevented with simple actions like removing standing water and using mosquito nets, you can protect yourself and your community. Fake news only creates panic and confusion, but the truth gives people the power to take action. In a time when misinformation can go viral faster than the virus itself, every person has a responsibility. Be the one who spreads awareness, not fear. Share facts, not rumors. Your voice, your knowledge, and your care can make a real difference in keeping your family, neighbors, and the world safe. Asterisk. Did you know that a single tiny mosquito can shake the world? Have you ever thought that one bite could change your life for weeks or even months? Chikungunya is a dangerous virus, but the truth is, we can fight it. Just a few simple steps, like using mosquito nets, removing standing water around your home, and keeping your surroundings clean, can protect you and your loved ones. The real question is, will we take these steps today? Or will we wait until the danger is already at our door? The fact that you're watching this video means you care about your health and the safety of those around you. So why not take one more step? Share this video with your friends, family, and community so more people can learn about this virus and how to stay safe. Protecting ourselves is not just an individual responsibility, it's something we can only achieve together. If you found this information helpful and want more videos that explain real facts in simple, easy to understand language, hit that subscribe button. It's just one click, but that click connects you to a constant flow of knowledge and awareness. So, are you ready to take action for a safer, healthier tomorrow? Subscribe now, and let's stand together against this small but dangerous enemy.